Hi, this letter, I already read it. Amazing letter. And I want you to hear this. Sometimes I get just the craziest things that happen. So when people call me and say, you're not gonna believe what happened, I say, there's nothing I haven't heard. I'm so glad this woman wrote me because I want you to hear this. Ready? Okay. Hi, Laurie. It's from Canada. I was gonna call you, but I thought I'd rather send you a letter for you to read on YouTube, and I will take your free advice. Nice. Last week, I looked at my husband's phone. I hate being a snoop, but sometimes I just can't stop. Today, I figured out that he put Horseface's name under a name of an old basketball buddy from high school. The name is similar. Her name is Andrea, and his old friend from high school is named Andy. How do I know this? Because I know Horseface's number by heart. But then, for some reason, Google Photos popped up. Is this a God wink? And there they were. Photos of him and her, plus lots of photos from her. And guess what? There was another photo of his namesake. Yes, a giant close-up photo of his penis. Freshly groomed, freshly shaved, but naked, balls and all. Behind it was the blue cabinet that I just had painted 2 weeks ago. I felt sick. It was disgusting. I have no idea what possesses a human to send another person naked parts of themselves. And here's my own husband sending photos of his private parts to another woman? What woman enjoys this? A woman just trying to appease a man? I'm so confused to all of this. And I was up late at night for days, and I said nothing to him. Thank God. I did copy a bunch of the photos and send them all to my email, so I have them. This shaving thing started 2 summers ago when I found the Viagra pills. Did I tell you about this? If you remember, I was not snooping back then. It's funny. They were just there on the cabinet shelf. Of course, he now says how he had to use the pills with me and that they do not work. But whatever, we know this isn't true either. I do know that he does have erectile dysfunction, and I always thought it was his age. And now I believe it's because he has guilt and shame that is so big it's affecting his performance. And I hope it's affecting it with her or whoever else he's sleeping with. Horseface is 27 years old. She met him at their work, and when she found out he was interested in her, she was married, and she didn't pay him any mind until she found out he had money. Well, now, let's just say she's not going away. She has 2 kids and left her own husband to chase mine. Today, since my husband has now retired and I'm still working 5 hours a day, he will call her the minute I leave for work. They talk on and off until I return home, and then he spends time with me. I want to know, do I tell him to leave? I'll answer that later. So do you tell him to leave? The answer is no. And if you want to know more about it, come on my videos. If you remember, I am 55 and he is 65. I am his 3rd wife. He was married to one woman for 6 years. The next lady he was married to for 8 years. Each wife had a kid with my husband. So now he has 2 kids and he and I do not have any kids. When I met him, he was single, and now we've been married for 22 years. I truly believe his midlife crisis came when his older daughter told him she was pregnant and that he was going to be a grandfather. Of course, this daughter is not married either, and she doesn't even know who the father is. Generational trauma. Growing up in an Italian Catholic family with grandparents on both sides married more than 50 years, and my own parents married almost 55 years, I can't believe this is my life. My husband still lives with me, and every morning he makes me coffee and tells me over and over again how beautiful I am. Just yesterday he asked me, "Do you love me?" I remember that play, The Fiddler on the Roof, and that song, "Do you love me?" It is weird that my mind is past anger and wanders into song based on words he says to me. Hilarious. I do think he is afraid I'm going to leave him. He is 10 years older than me and still does our laundry and asks me to go walking with him in the morning and then when I get home at night. We met back in the year 2000 when I first moved to Canada and were married a couple years later. I get mixed signals. 1 minute he's telling me that I keep him a prisoner, and that I keep track of him, and I watch him and his phone, and then I follow him, and then he tells me he can't go out with his friends or I'll be jealous. And then the next minute he tells me that I'm the best thing he ever met and he's terrified to lose me. Then just today he sent me a bunch of texts that were meant to go to Horseface. And then he calls me and starts yelling at me that he is sorry, that he texted me by mistake, but that all of this was my fault, and if I was a better wife, he wouldn't have had to start talking to Horseface again. I feel like I am in the loony bin. Does it get better? What do I do? Do I kick him out? I'm confused as ever, and I'm trying to get over my anger. Can you help me? Whoa. All right, so first of all, thank you. When someone sends me a letter like this that I'm allowed to read here, I'm so grateful. Thank you for doing that. Does she leave him? No, he's on the tail end of his life, and he's chasing after a 27-year-old because he thinks he's never gonna die. He's chasing death because if you hang out with a young woman, you're never gonna die, right? No, wrong. Does it get better? Yes, it gets better. When she gets better, when the wife gets better, when the wife stops being annoyed by what he's doing and lets him be. That's what I teach. Grow in your own love for yourself and let your husband be. At some point, he's gonna be so grateful you never left him, because any other woman would. Most women hearing this are gonna complain to me and tell me I'm crazy. But this is the man you love, you married him, and you want him. And if you want him, that's what you need to do. I have no doubt you can do it. You've already done it for so long. Are you a bitch? No. Why would you be a bitch? Unless you're a bitch always. Then be a bitch. It comes with whoever you are inside. And if you're not a bitch, why would you start? If you have anything to share with me that you want me to read online, let me know. I would love to share it. And also, please, I'm getting an app. It's coming in the next couple weeks. So if you are interested in that, look up on the App Store, The Wife Expert, or look up WE, or go to thewifeexpert.com and I will show you how to get there. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.